Househam Sprayers is the leading manufacturer of crop sprayers in the UK. It was started in the late 70s and early 80s by Mr Len Househam, who was a blacksmith, and then early 90s I brought the business away from the Househam family.
Househam Sprayers have always been involved in the export market, well, since the early 90s, but it was very reactive. About 5 years ago we decided to become more proactive and seek out new markets.
Our growth strategy is that in 2 years' time 50% of our production will be exported to many countries around the world. Househam Sprayers started working with the UKTI in the early 2000s when we went on a couple of visits, one to Romania and one to Brazil, to look at the markets out there. They did some market research for us, and that was the start of us seeing that if we wanted to do the job of exporting, we had to do it properly.
I often visit the UKTI website. It's good to look at specific information for different countries. Some countries we have no background knowledge of at all, and it's also interesting to see what's happening in other parts of the world and other businesses, to how they're exporting.
The UKTI website's got a vast amount of information. If companies register for the site, they can make it specific as to what information they want us to give to them. So if one of our teams in any market overseas has a business opportunity in terms of a sales lead, if it matches the profile of their business, that will be emailed to them.
When we look at a country, we've got to look at how we're going to get into that country, and exhibitions are a very good point to being there and seeing to a lot of people in a very short period of time.
UKTI supports companies to exhibit overseas. We support them by working with trade associations for some key international shows.
The main one for our market is Agritechnica, which is held every other year in Hanover in Germany. It's opened a lot of doors to different markets over the years.
But what you find is that with exhibitions, that it isn't a one-off visit. Unless you're there 2 or 3 times, people won't buy from you because they want to see that you're going to come, stay, look at the markets, do your own market research, and then be there to look after our machines in the future. And so that is what we've had to do. It's a long-term view.
UKTI have helped with funding for this event on several occasions, which has been very useful.
We've been on a couple of market visits, and that is a very good way to get a basic understanding of the country you want to go, the people as possibly you could do business with.
Travelling as a group, we make sure that everybody is fully prepared, so they would have attended a briefing session in the UK, we would have had an event, everybody would have done some market research, because that's what's key. When you get there, although you're part of a group, you do undertake your own business programme. So the key thing for us is to get our teams in the market to make sure that you understand what the business is for you there. You have appointments set up and everything is pre-arranged.
You're with a team of people and you're able to network with the people you're with, and it's also nice to know that at night you can come back and talk about the problems you might have encountered during the day, and you know it's a safe, secure environment to be going into a foreign country. One of the main things about doing export work is that you've got to do your homework. People don't speak English, of course, they speak their native tongue, and we've got to make sure that the literature we produce is in their own language. We have people who can speak their language, because at the end of the day the nuances of people's vocabulary is completely different, and if we're not careful we can have a great misunderstanding about nothing.
UKTI has regional export awards or international business awards to celebrate the success of businesses in the East Midlands. And I think it's testament to Househam Sprayers' efforts in communication and their whole export strategy that they won the award.
I would recommend all businesses who are looking into exporting to talk with UKTI, look at the website. It's nice to know there's an organisation behind you that can give you support.
It's a long-term venture, this exporting. It isn't going to be sorted out in one day or one visit. There's many visits got to be encountered.
For businesses considering export, please use all the tools available. That the technology is a big help, but it's not a substitute for getting out and meeting people and building up good relationships.
If a business is going to go into exporting like Househam's done, what you've got to do is you've got to get all the staff involved, because it's not just the export director's job to get out there and talk to people. Unless everybody's involved, it won't work.
We're very optimistic for future export sales. We've done a lot of work over previous years, and we are now seeing the benefits coming, especially as British manufacturers are still seen at the forefront of technology, which will help feed the world.